Hi friends, and welcome back to Baldman Motors. In today's part 1 video, I want to take a quick format look into answering an important question. Are these older AMGs a good investment? The short answer is no, so let's dive in.
This video is sponsored by me. We're about to cross 1,300 subscribers, and that means so much to me. So what I'd like to do is a giveaway. I'm giving away a brand new, never used Bosch 010 intercooler pump. For this first giveaway, it will be for viewers located in the US. This pump is pretty easy to install. It fits many AMGs with superchargers such as my old C32 or my current W211 E55 and many, many more. To enter, please get subscribed and comment below what AMG models you have had, currently own, or want to own in the future. I will pick from one of these comments over the next few videos at random by the end of the month here in February of 2022. This pump is a great upgrade for those heat-soaked engines over the stock pump that like to fail and will keep the supercharger engaged by not letting intake temps get too high. I use one on my E55 and it's made a world of difference. Now, back to the video.
Okay, so first let's define investment and let's define asset. The definition of asset is defined as property owned by a person or company regarded as having value and available to meet debts, commitments, or legacies. The definition of investment is defined as the action or process of investing money for profit or material result. So in order for older AMGs to be considered investments in assets, we have to look at the pricing trends that we have been seeing with them, and the TLDR is they go up, but for most, they are not growing up fast enough to be a good example of that definition. By the time you factor in the cost of insurance, fuel, maintenance, and registration fees, more often than not, you begin to see any potential upside to investment diminish greatly. As an example, I spend about $55 a month on my W210 E55 with full coverage, so that equates to about $660 a calendar year for insurance, and that is with discounts. Then let's calculate in oil changes. Let's say only 2 a year, so there is $150, and then for the maintenance, my average year is around $1,200, including tires and other incidentals, and I do all the work myself, not even including if you have smog testing and other taxes and fees. These are not terribly unreasonable numbers, and I generally try to keep my vehicle operating overhead to a conservative low. Also, let's not forget the cost of detail supplies, whether you go to the car wash and spend $5 to $10 a time, or even purchase your own supplies and use your own water and maybe even a pressure washer. Then take into account fuel. My E55s get on a good day 18 miles per gallon with my driving, but more often than not around 14 miles per gallon. I work from home for a living, so I only need to drive here in rural Kentucky to go to town for groceries once a week and perhaps 2 other trips a week for other items. This equals, for me, out to about 50 miles a week, a quite low number for just about anybody, and that is $11.42 for fuel a week of premium gas at $3.20 a gallon, which currently is also a very low number compared to the prices that we're seeing. So that for me is $593 a year for fuel. Now consider inflation. The super accurate and truthful numbers that the US government puts out says inflation is currently at 7% year over year, but let's be even more modest and say it's only 4%. Then that would increase the value of the car 4%, but also exponentially increases maintenance, fuel, and insurance costs by a much faster amount. So in the end, we have $660 in insurance, $1,200 in maintenance, $600 in fuel, and normal oil changes around $120, not counting in smog or car washes. So that total is $2,580 a year in expenses to own and drive. And I consider that to be a low number. If you use a mechanic, drive more than 50 miles a week, and spend more than $55 a month on insurance, your numbers will be way higher. So we need the value to climb $2,500 a year minimum, and unless you have a low mile example or rare option car, which you most likely paid a premium for when buying your AMG. So I think for most older AMGs, you will find, if we're really honest about the numbers and the true cost of ownership, we find that they are money pits, somewhat expensive, and are not true assets or investments. This video, you may say, this is a negative look on the older cars. Well, I tend to agree. In part 2, we will look at why you should consider an older AMG a wise place to put your money. So please subscribe to see that one, and until next time, bye for now.